Hello guys, this is Rajit Paul on behalf of the AWS Cloud Community LPU. So today we are going to look into AWS S3. First of all, let me log into the management console through the IAM user that I have created. So once we are in the management console, we will go forward and access the S3 management console. So before we start, let me give you a brief about AWS S3. S3 stands for Simple Storage Service. So AWS S3 is a highly secure, highly durable, and a highly scalable storage service. It is an object-based storage service, which means that we can upload files and folders, but we cannot upload OS or databases into AWS S3. We have other AWS services for it, for example, AWS EBS, AWS EFS, or the other databases services such as RDS, DynamoDB, Aurora, and so on and so forth. So AWS S3 has a durability of 11 nines and an availability of 99.99% over a year. So one of the smallest unit, or you can say the basic unit of S3, is a bucket. So a bucket is more like a folder where we can put in files and folders while storing into S3. So first of all, we need to create a bucket. In creating a bucket, one of the most important factors would be the bucket name, as the bucket name is associated with the internet address through which we will be accessing the S3 bucket. So the bucket name has to be unique, and as well as S3 is a global service, so this bucket name has to be a globally unique name. So let us go ahead and we'll use a bucket name. Let me see if that bucket name is unique or not. So one another parameter that we need to fulfill is the AWS region, which states that where or on which region we want to deploy the bucket or want to store our data. So this will be more of the region where you have your office located, your infrastructure located, or your clients are located. So we'll be going forward with the Mumbai region. Next on, we go for the block public access settings for bucket, which is one of the most newest feature or the security feature of AWS. By default, AWS blocks all the public access for the bucket. It was mainly done because of a reason that first of all it makes your bucket a lot secure, and secondly, if you are new to the platform, if you don't know how to set your permissions correctly, you need some time to get acquainted with it. So sometimes by mistake you can expose your secret or sensitive data to the outside world. So for that reason, all the public access is blocked by default by AWS. So you can go ahead and uncheck that, but for now this demonstration, first we will keep it block all public access. Then we can go forward for the bucket versioning, and bucket versioning would be versioning of the uploads. For example, if I delete some object by mistake, I can go roll back to the previous upload or the previous version where I have the object available so that I can use it again. So we'll be looking forward of deep dive into these features in another video. As of now, I'm going to keep this disabled. Tags would be the description or the metadata for your bucket, and you can provide tags such as bucket usage, so I'll be using it for test purpose. You can go ahead and put other tags that will help you identify this bucket. Encryption for your bucket, if you enable encryption, which means that the data at rest would be encrypted. So there are two types of encryption, which is Amazon S3 key encryption, which is SSE S3, and the AWS KMS encryption, which is SSE KMS. So it will help you secure your data and encrypt your data at rest. For this demo, we are going to disable it because we don't require any encryption. On advanced settings, we have the object lock. The object lock will lock your data. So if you enable it, you'll get a disclaimer stating that if you use this functionality of object lock, it will permanently allow objects in this bucket to be locked. And what it means is that if you lock a certain object for that period of time, or when the object is locked, it cannot be deleted or it cannot be updated. So what it means is that the data integrity of the object will be consistent. So this is done to prevent, accidental deletion of your data or accidental updation of your data. So we have two policies in it: the retention period, for how long you want the object log to be enforced, and there is something known as legal hold. So if you put the objects on legal hold, until and unless you remove the legal hold, the object cannot be deleted or updated. So as of now we don't require it, so we'll disable it and move forward to creating the bucket. So we can see our bucket is created by the name of test bucket 2. Now I'll go forward and put a file or an object into the bucket. So I'll be uploading a file. You can add files, you can add folders. For now I'll be uploading a file, which is a JPEG file. And once this file is selected, we'll go forward with the details, which is the bucket version is enabled, default encryption is disabled, and object lock is disabled. The additional upload option will give you an option of the storage classes, where we have 7 storage classes, and based on your requirement you can go ahead and choose a storage class. So for example, the standard storage class is the default storage class that is highly available. It is stored, the object or the bucket is stored across more than 3 availability zones, so it is highly available, and the data that you put into this object can be frequently accessed. We also have standard IA, which is the same as standard but with a feature of infrequent access. So if there are some data which are long lived but are infrequently accessed, you can put it in standard IA. So what is the difference? If you choose standard IA, there is a certain cost effectiveness to this, so it is less costly than standard, but the speed with which, or the access speed or the access rate or through which the data is delivered and accessed is the same as standard, and it is also highly available. Then we have one zone IA. One zone IA is same as the infrequent access, but in one zone the availability decreases by a slight amount. So for the standard, the availability is 99.99%, but for one zone it is 99.95% over a year, and it is across one availability zone. So infrequently accessed data, non-critical data, and long-lived data, put it in one zone IA storage class. Reduced redundancy, it is used for frequently accessed but non-critical data, and it is highly available. But between the standard and reduced redundancy, standard is more cost effective, so more or the less it is similar, but go for standard. In intelligent tiering, one of the most highly used, or one of the most famous storage classes in Amazon S3, what it does is when you put some data into intelligent tiering, and you don't have any idea whether the data is going to be highly accessed or infrequently accessed, so you put it in intelligent tiering. So what intelligent tiering does is, this storage class, it monitors your data, and it then automates the segregation of data into frequently and infrequently accessed. So if there is some data that is not being accessed for the past 30 days, it will be shifted into the infrequently accessed tier, and if there is data that is being accessed, that will be shifted to the frequently accessed tier. So what that will do is that will help you save a lot of cost, and also helps you in intelligent automation and monitoring of your data, and as well as which will result in, definitely will save you a lot of money. So it is highly available, and the minimum storage duration is 30 days. Then we have the archival storage, which is Glacier, which is for the long-term data archiving, and the retrieval time is from minutes to hours. A highly available storage class with minimum storage duration of 90 days. Then we have the Glacier Deep Archive, which is a little cost effective than Glacier, but with retrieval time within 12 hours and a minimum storage duration of 180 days. And it is also highly available with over 3 availability zones. The storage is replicated or backed up or placed into. So I'll be providing the link of the Amazon S3 storage class, which will contain all the storage classes in details. So please go through this, and it will help you know better about the storage classes, as well as get a complete understanding of all the features and parameters within the storage classes. So this is the AWS official documentation. I will provide you the link in the description, and please do go through this, and if you have any question, you can put it in the comment section. Then we'll move along to the server side encryption settings. We don't want to enable any encryption, so we'll keep it disabled. And for the ACL, we want to just grant the object owner the read and write access. And for the public and for other AWS accounts, we don't want to provide them any access as of now. If you want to provide any grantee or any other accounts associated with this resource, you can go ahead and do that. We don't have any requirement for this, so we'll be moving forward. Object log, if we have decided any object log functionality, if you had enabled it during the bucket creation, then we need to set it in here, the object log settings. But as of now I don't have any object log, so we'll be moving forward with the tags. I'll be providing a tag of object purpose is test, and you can add other tags if you want to. So this will be for the better understanding of the objects and help you identify the objects better. You can go ahead and add metadata as well. So the metadata is charged by AWS, but it is a minimal cost, so it is in a key value pair. So you can go ahead and choose a key that this object expires in this date, and so on and so forth, of the content type, that is images, image.jpg, and so on and so forth. You can decide on the metadata that will help you know about the object better. So I don't require any metadata as of now, so I'll go ahead and upload this file. So once the file is uploaded, we'll go ahead and check the file. So there are two ways in which we can go ahead and view the file. The first is through the object actions and open. So now once we open, we can see the image. This is the community logo of AWS Cloud Community LPU. So this is our community, and we can go forward, and also we have all the description of all the object here. So you can go ahead and take a look at this, and then if you want to, you can go ahead and edit them as well. And another option, if you want to go ahead and view the object, would be to use the URL. So once you access it using the URL, you'll be getting an access denied. This is because we have disabled the public access while creating the bucket, so we have to go forward and update the permissions. So I'll go to the permissions, and as you can see, the block all public access is on. So I'll edit it and I'll uncheck it. So now once that is done, it'll give me an warning that updating the block public access settings will result in the objects becoming public. So once you understand this and you confirm this, all the objects in this bucket will be public. So now we will go forward and we'll try to access the image one more time using the object URL. So as you can see, the image is still not accessible. This is because once we update the bucket policies, there are ACLs, which are the object policies, and we need to update them as well. So I'll go and edit the object ACLs, and as you can see, only the read and write access is provided to the object owner as of now. So we need to change that to everyone, and we need to provide them the public access. So once I enable the read, I'll get a warning that when we grant this access to everyone, anyone in the world can access this object. So we need to state that we understand the effects, and we will save the changes. So once we do that, let us see will we be able to access the object or not. So as you can see, now we can access the object, and now you can go ahead and try this implementation by yourself. So if you face any error, you can come to us through the community online platforms, or you can comment on this video as well, so we'll get back to you. And the AWS S3 is also a free tier service, so you can go ahead and see that Amazon S3 of 5 GB storage is provided to you free of cost every month, with 20,000 get requests and 2,000 put requests. So once you cross this limit, AWS will start charging you, but for initial demonstration and whatever we did today, you can do this free of cost. Also, try to go through the Amazon S3 FAQs. This will help you get acquainted with S3, and this will help you know a lot more about S3. And moreover, if you are going for the AWS CSA, this will help you a lot in clearing the certification related to AWS S3. And you need to research a lot. But for the AWS S3, all the research, and along with that, if you go through the Amazon S3 FAQs, it will help you a lot in clearing the certification. So this is it for today. We'll be creating another video where we'll be covering the S3 versioning, the bucket policies, and the ACLs, more deep dive into that. And we'll also be looking into the S3 lifecycle management policy. So please stay tuned, and let us know how you like this video, and what updates we need to make on new videos, and whatever you would like to watch from this channel and watch from us. So thank you, and have a nice day.